fighting the good fight on your behalf. Now, it also serves as a recognition of all you face each day, delivering letters, delivering packages, cards, and yeah, where I'm concerned, even bills. Sometimes just having someone around your job who understands, someone around you, whether it's in your family, your friends, your letter carriers that you do the typical job with, the fact that they understand the difficulties that you experience can go such a long way towards boosting morale. Our letter carriers have been a steady presence in our lives and are maybe not people we think about often enough. We come home, we check our mailbox, not considering how it got there. You delivered the mail during the pandemic when many of us stayed in our homes. Thank you, and God bless you. You were in the front lines, not just then, but every day. Every day you brave all sorts of weather and face unexpected hazards. And you deserve to feel better protected. That is a given, but it has not been given to you with a show of the respect that you deserve. Those who attack you deserve to be punished. It is that simple. This is not rocket science. Protecting our letter carriers should be exactly like protecting our first responders who must work in challenging communities. We need to do everything we can to increase safety in the workplace so that mail carriers make it back to your families every single day. The police and the fire, we always talk about them being our heroes, and they truly are my heroes. But my brother was actually a police officer out here in Moline for many years of his life. And every single day, as a sister of a police officer who I love and respect, I always wondered, could this be the day? But he knew when he signed up for the job that every day could be his last day, that his job was to go out there and protect society at whatever the cost. But that is not what U.S. Postal Service workers are supposed to think when you put on your uniform. It's absurd. You're supposed to go out there, fulfill your job, and maybe if you're lucky, get a good tan in the process and not a sunburn. Right? But you're not supposed to be signing up as if you're going into a war zone. So I truly do urge Congress to take up the bill. Take it up right now, pass it, and get it to President Biden for his signature. Now, you may have also heard that I'm also fighting another fight in Springfield where the U.S. Postmaster General wants to convert the post office there into a local processing center and move distribution out of state to St. Louis. Now, the Quad City area knows all too well about this so-called restructuring, with plans to move distribution duties from the Milan post office to Des Moines, some 175 miles away. Now, the changes in Springfield would leave Illinois state capital without a distribution center for state payments, and both communities would have their mail sent out of state before it gets to the intended recipient. Likewise, the Peoria and Champaign distribution responsibilities are slated to move north to Brentwood, Illinois, basically leaving central Illinois without a primary distribution center. And even more distressing, the consolidation would most likely cause a delay in vital state payments to our home health care and child care providers, to state vendors, emergency child support, and even state income tax refunds. For many, receiving these checks even one day later than expected may cause serious financial hardship. I also don't want to see Springfield or Milan Post Office employees have to relocate to Missouri or Des Moines or lose their jobs altogether. Same goes for workers in Peoria and Champaign. And although some of these considerations have been put on hold, we must not let up. And while we pursue all of these issues, I urge the Postmaster General to focus on improving service and efficiencies, update security, and promote a healthier and safer work environment by getting behind the Protect our letter carriers. Act and supporting our letter carriers as much as possible. 100%. Lastly, I'm just going to close by saying I love you all. I am so appreciative. Thank you. I am so appreciative of the work that you do. And I don't think any of us should stop until you are protected in the exact same way as our first responders are protected. That is the goal. That's where the ball needs to end up in the end zone. And hopefully we get to spike it and make sure that anyone who even looks you guys the wrong way, who thinks that they can touch you, is going to be set straight. Damn right. Thank you. God bless you. And stay safe out there.
Thank you, Susanna. That was awesome. So our next speaker is also a friend to labor. As you can tell, our theme, all of our speakers are friends to labor. But he is a local state representative for the Moline Quad City area. His name is Greg Johnson in the Illinois State House, 72nd District.
Thank you, brother. Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. We can do better than that. Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Thank you. Thank you. I come here today full of gratitude. Number one, I'm so proud to have you here in my district, here in the Quad Cities. It's always great when family comes and visits. And we are indeed all family, aren't we? I'm also full of gratitude for what you do and have done for centuries now every single day, making sure that my family, friends and family receive life-saving medicine, receive the checks and the information they need to continue their standard of living, and for just every other thing that you guys do every day. We can't possibly begin to repay you for everything that you do. I do want to talk a little bit about the work we do in the Illinois House. You know, we are a very close-knit group, and I am particularly close to a couple representatives in Maurice West and Dave Vella. And I can remember them taking to the floor just a couple months ago talking after what happened up in Rockford. And I can tell you that every single legislator, at least on my side of the aisle, we felt that pain, and it was profound. And we are so, so sorry for all of our loss, honestly. So we need to continue to make sure that we make sure that you have the protections that you need. I am a state legislator, but I'm also a citizen who shares a border with the state of Iowa. So while my congressman is in support of this legislation, I need to activate my network to make sure we get our ass over to Iowa and make sure that their senators and representatives feel the same responsibility. I'm honored to share the stage with all of these wonderful people and be in front of all of you, but I think I can speak for Pat. Pat and I know the responsibility as labor leaders. For me, I spent 32 years working in the Illinois Department of Corrections. The last several years as president of my local. And my job was to make sure, and the state's job was to make sure that every one of my members return home safe to their family at the end of the day. Same as Pat's. And that's our job as citizens for you. And that is the federal government's job, to make sure that every single person here returns home to their family after an honest, wonderful day's work and return home to their loved ones. And quite frankly, I'm just going to say this, I don't see it. The joy, that dude's got to go. He's got to go. I don't know how we can do it, but we need to figure it out. But I do want to thank you all for being here again. I hope we see you again. God bless you guys for what you do. I'm so appreciative. I can't possibly tell you how appreciative I am. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Let's just keep doing what we do, because here's what I know. I believe in August it's going to be 135 years. Is it not that the letter carriers have been organized? 135 years. So here's what I know. The last few years seem like they've been dark, but you're going to get through it. Going to be going strong for another 135 plus. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Greg. Our next speaker is a dear friend of letter carriers who recently retired. They Director of Illinois Citizens Action. We always have him speak on Saturday to get us motivated, get us going, get us fired up. To do what we got to do is we leave the convention. However, we have the pleasure of hearing from him twice this year. He will speak today on this issue, and then he will speak again tomorrow. I bring to you William McNary.
Thank you, Mr. President. Well, good afternoon. My mama always told me you can tell what kind of a crowd you're standing in front of by the way they greet friends or by the way they greet strangers when they greet you. So let's try that again. Good afternoon. Now that's more like it. You all do my mama proud. You know, at Citizen Action Illinois, we say there are three kinds of people. There are people that make things happen. There are people that watch things happen. And then there are people that don't know what's happening. I can't think of any place else in the world I would rather be on a Friday afternoon than right here in Moline, Illinois, in a crowd full of aggressive, progressives, and compassionate conservatives. I'm not just content to spectate or speculate or pontificate or conjugate about life. You all are active participants in the movement for social justice and social change. And because we activists are often inundated and underappreciated and seldom celebrated, why don't y'all do me a favor and celebrate yourselves with a great big round of applause. It's Joe Biden and Jill Biden and their dog Commander, who's all the way at the White House. Again, my name is William McNary, MC, capital N-A-R-Y. I'm the retired director, but I'm now the current chairman of the Citizen Action Illinois Council Board. And we are here in strong support today of H.R. 7629 and S. 4356, which was recently introduced in the Senate, the Protect Our Letter Carriers Act. This bipartisan piece of legislation will provide necessary resources to modernize and secure our postal service infrastructure, but also to protect the letter carriers who deliver our mail. We need to increase the penalties for anybody who assaults a letter carrier or a postal worker. We need to treat these assaults against those who wear a letter carrier's uniform the same way we treat those who wear a police officer's uniform. We are sick and tired of all this violence against those hardworking men and women that deliver our mail. They deliver our medications. They deliver our checks. They deliver our voting ballots. They deliver our packages. They deliver our cards and letters from our family. They deliver our bills. Well, maybe not the bills. As Comptroller knows, they send her all the bills. At least she'll pay them. And other essential mail that we depend on. This violence is deplorable. This violence is intolerable. This violence is unacceptable because an attack on the letter carriers is just an attack, not just on you, but an attack on the community that you serve. In other words, if they step to you, they are stepping to me. And thus we join on this call that says, enough is enough, is enough, is enough, enough, is enough, is enough, is enough now. So we're here to let you know that you're not alone. Your fight is our fight. Why? Because we are consistent. Why? Because it is in our tradition. Why? Because it is in our DNA. Why? Because it is in our name. We're not just citizens sit at the dinner table and talk and burp about it. We are citizen action, and we're going to be about it. So letter carriers, I just stopped by here to let you know that you are not alone. We are you and you are me, because we're all a part of the same family. We need you to be safe. We need you to be secure. And we need you to keep you out of harm's way. These are tough times, my brothers and sisters, but you know what? You all are tough people. We're all a part of the same family, and we stand together and stay together and stick together. We've only passed this bill and win this fight, so today we rally. But soon, and very soon, we'll be back together to celebrate this victory. Thank you so very much for having me. I'll see you all later.
I want to recognize a person who was not going to speak today, but I want to give him special mention. I've known this individual. He was the president of the Democratic Chairs Association. Then now he lives in the Quad Cities. Now he is the labor representative for our good friend, Congressman Eric Sorensen. That is Doug House. Our final speaker today is a long, long time friend and continues to be our friend. But he's no longer in Congress. He is now working in the community, very active. He was well known in the city of Chicago. Branch 11 know this gentleman, and the rest of the state association will recognize this gentleman. He is Congressman Demetrius Luis Gutierrez.
Thank you, Lou. Well, clearly enough is enough. And to protect your letter carriers, our letter carriers act, I'm sorry. You can tell I'm a little rusty. I don't do this much anymore. Protect our letter carriers act, I just want to say one thing to everybody present. For 3 decades, the letter carriers stood by me. One election after the other election. And I came to say, although I may be retired, my voice is still consistent and strong and will be used to protect you. I came down here to say thank you for your amazing support. I didn't have an A with the AFL-CIO. I didn't have an A minus, an A plus. I had 100% voting record with the AFL-CIO. And you know what that gave me? That gave me strength. That gave me determination. Because I knew that there were tens of thousands of people in my congressional district that were members of the AFL-CIO that I could count on to take the votes that were necessary to protect American women and men. I just want to say, if there's a door that doesn't open to you, let me knock it down for you until they listen. I know a little bit about 26 years how to get that done. And I look forward to re-energizing my commitment to social justice, to civil justice, to fairness, to equality in America, standing with the letter carriers. Come on. Millions of us every year offer you some hot coffee and cocoa. That happens millions of times a year. A cold glass of water, something refreshing to drink. I don't know any other federal employee that shows up at the doors of the American and they're offered something cool to drink. Because you're there. Yes, you are part of our family. You know our names. You know our children. We grow old with you, and we should protect you at all costs as though you're a member of our family. Secondly, I want to just touch on an issue that I think is important as we protect our letter carriers. Let's remember that it's not only members of Congress, but when you hear elected officials respond to a young police officer being murdered on the street, and they say the chickens have come home to roost, in other words, that police officer deserved it, and they're celebrating, and you know I'm not making this up. When they say that a 19-year-old gang member shoots down in cold blood a 5-year-old little girl, that somehow he's the victim just like he is, we also have to have a mindset about what is going on in our communities and stand up for those who stand up for us. And why do I say stand up for those who stand up for us? I came here, Lou, to say thank you. Thank you to all of the marvelous, courageous women and men of the civil rights movement. Why do I say that? I would have never been to Congress. I was born in 1953 when separate but equal was the law of the land. But then the Voting Rights Act, the Civil Rights Act were passed. And guess what? A seat was created in the city council that I could compete for, and I won. A seat was created in the Congress of the United States that I could compete for. We're going to get and win. Why? Because women and men gave up their lives so one day this young man born in 1953 could go in 1993 to the Congress of the United States. We have to remember upon whose shoulders we stand on. And I have my 21-year-old grandson who drove me down here. I want America to be the kind of America that we have changed and transformed it to be. Let's not take a step back for letter carriers. Let's not take a step back for women's reproductive rights. Let's not take a step back for workers' rights, because we're all in it together. So to the women and to the men of the letter carriers, enough is enough. Count on me. I'll be knocking down some doors and causing good trouble with you. Thank you.
All right, I want to thank a few people here. I want to thank Allie Marking and the staff at the Vibrant for making this possible. Beth and Mosley over at the window for also making this possible. The security, which is over in the corner under the shade. The red t-shirts, thank them for being out here today. Of course, I mentioned the police department of Moline. So right now, if anyone from the media has any questions, I'll open it up for a few questions. If not, I'll go into announcements. No questions from the media? All righty. All right, so I have a couple of announcements before we adjourn. The tables tomorrow will be open at 7 a.m. to sell your iPad raffles. Saturday, don't forget tomorrow, the convention will start at 8 o'clock with Mike's rap session. That'll go from 8 to 10. And then the convention will re-adjourn at 10 a.m. promptly for all members. Branch 11 is having their annual picnic after the session. It is at Riverside Park, 3300 5th Avenue in Moline. That is Riverside Park, 3300 5th Avenue in Moline. Tonight, Friday, we have our mixer in the Vibrant. That'll start around 7 o'clock. We're going to have karaoke, and we're going to have the 360 panoramic camera available to us tonight. If you want to go back inside after we adjourn to go to pick up more items from the tables, the raffle tables, they'll be open until about 4:35 o'clock. And the poker run. So the poker run, if you're interested in participating in the poker run this afternoon, report back to the Vibrant Center, to the letter carrier political fund table, see Matt Tanner, or I believe it's Josh that's running it. You can sign up there. They can give you all the details. I left my flyer with all the bars in the convention center. And if you have enough is enough sign, please bring them up to the front here so we can return them back to branch 11. Those signs are there. So, okay. Branch 11, you will caucus to the left over here. Is there any other questions? All right, so don't leave. You want to take a big group picture. You can all kind of congregate to the middle so we can take a big picture with our speakers. That would be great.
I don't think she's gonna be mad. Just turn it, hit the button and just hold it down. Hit the button and hold it down. The green button, just hold it. I'm gonna see if I can grab a good appearance.